fire in his own country. In Bangladesh, supporters say Muhammad Yunus is being targeted by the government of the prime minister. In January, he was sentenced to 6 months in prison over allegations of violating labor laws. The government denies the charges are politically motivated. Yunus pioneered microfinance loans through his Grameen Bank, helping some of the world's most disadvantaged people escape poverty with small loans. Well, he is now out on bail as he appeals his sentence. Christian spoke to him from Kyiv.
Professor Yunus, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
We've talked many times over the years about your business in terms of microfinance and what you have done for poor people, especially women, and how many people, millions, you've raised out of poverty. But now you are the butt, if you like, of some very serious legal charges. You've just been convicted, and over the last few days, we have read and seen that your businesses have been entered. Can you tell me what is going on? What's happening to the businesses? Because you all say that they were forcibly entered.
Yeah, terrible things are happening. And a group of people, 35 people, stormed into our building, which accommodates all our social businesses that we have created, some of them leading businesses in the country. So everybody was scared. Everybody was worried what's happening. And they introduced themselves. They're coming from Grameen Bank. They are taking over some of the companies which are created by Grameen Bank, and they claimed, and now they will take over the management of these companies.
The government-appointed chairman now of your Grameen Bank says that there was nothing forceful or illegal about what happened. But why is this happening? And have you been given compensation? Have you been told why your own private businesses and private property has been expropriated?
If you have any claim, if you have any issue, these are legal issues. You have to go to the court, find out the settlement of all those issues. You cannot just suddenly storm into a building and say, we take it over.
But are they now still in control, or do you have your properties back? What is the status now?
We got it back because we held a press conference on 15th, invited all the press people into our building and explained the whole situation, what is happening. And since then, we are in control of the building, and they have not come back yet.
Okay, so let me try to understand what's happening. You also face something like 100 charges over labor law violations. You've been convicted over, all these issues, and many dozens of prominent world leaders and Nobel laureates for, your fellow Nobel laureates, such as President Obama, has written to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and basically urging her to stop, quote, continuous judicial harassment. What do you think is going to happen to you next? Do you face jail over these convictions?
I'm already convicted, so anytime my bail expires, either they will give me a new bail, extend the bail, or they will take me, not only me, the group of people who are co-accused with me will be all into jail. And there's a new case is beginning on March 3rd. This is the Anti-Corruption Commission case. We are accused of corruption, money laundering, and many other issues. So that case will go, and that case will have longer prison sentences if they go through the whole process. We don't know when that will end.
The government and the court, have found you guilty of failing to create a welfare fund for workers. I mean, there are a whole load of charges that they've thrown at you. Can you describe them? And you deny them, but why do you think these charges are being brought against you? What is the reason?
Not only I'm denying them, all the lawyers that we consulted, local consultants, local lawyers, international lawyers, they all agree that there's no basis of these cases at all. And in the entire history of Labor Directorate, they never had a case like that in their own front to see that they have ever prosecuted anybody like that. So this is something happening as a kind of harassment, as a kind of making sure that I get the message, or we get the message, that we are not welcome.
But why would you not be welcome in your own country? I'm going to read something that Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister, said about you. She called you, quote, a bloodsucker of the poor. She apparently thought you were becoming too political, and that you had founded this Citizen Power Party in 2007. Is Sheikh Hasina, who's now run practically unopposed and has won a fifth term, is she worried that you are challenging for political power?
I don't know what she feels about it, but I'm not in the political field. There's no evidence that I'm involved in politics. At one time, I was invited to become the head of the government. I declined it. I'm not interested in joining politics. I made it repeatedly. I didn't have to do that, but I did it so that there is no confusion about that.
Professor Yunus, you're 83 years old. You presumably don't want to wait and be arrested and be sent to jail, and then who knows what happens. You know, I'm sitting in Ukraine, and we know that next door in Russia, the political prisoner Alexei Navalny was just killed, and everybody accuses the government of having done it in Russia. But I wonder whether you have any thoughts about leaving your country. Apparently, you've been offered to leave the country.
Yes, I was invited by many of my friends abroad to leave the country and be in their country. They will provide all the facilities and all the ways of making sure that my program continues around the world. I started as a lone person coming from United States, teaching in Tennessee State University in 1971. At the end of 1971, I declared that I'm going back to Bangladesh. And I came back. And all I wanted to do, help the people. And I saw the famine, I saw the difficulties, so I wanted to make sure they can be useful to the poor people. That was my ambition, that was my life. This is what I've dedicated to. And out of that came the microcredit, and it became popular, it became global. Young people want to see a different kind of world. And we are talking about creating a new civilization. This civilization is based on the wrong premises. We said we have to redesign those premises, build a new civilization so that we are not getting into the trouble that we are. This civilization is up for a disaster. It's a self-destructive civilization. So people are adopting this. Even microcredit is becoming so popular in the United States. The Grameen America just given $4 billion in loans.
But as you know, there has been quite a lot of backlash in various academic and economic circles about microcredit, saying that they, exact too high an interest. They leave, those who come for a loan impoverished. What do you make of that backlash? And is that the case?
Backlash is happening because, because of the way they misinterpreted the microcredit. We created microcredit as a social business, where we didn't want to make money out of the microcredit. We wanted to help poor people create their businesses, move on with their life, and so on. Some people use this idea of microcredit to make money out of the poor people. They took the loan shark path, and that was the departure, all the trouble that you hear about the high interest rate and everything coming from that side, because they want to make money. So there's a right microcredit, there's a wrong microcredit. Right microcredit is a social business. You don't want to make money out of microcredit. You want to make it as low as possible just to cover the cost of your operation. That's all. And you don't want to make it a kind of a charity program. That also we don't like. Charity program doesn't continue. It doesn't have a long life. So we want to make sure it's a sustainable program. So that's the microcredit that we provide. That's microcredit we're talking about. And so this is what we have been busy. We have been doing. And we're very happy. We get very good, warm response from globally. But somehow things don't go right in my own country.